How's everyone doing? This is Noah with The Life of the Zigs, coming back at you with another video about how I built a beautiful shiplap fireplace over my existing fireplace, while doing that also maintaining the fireplace behind it in case for some reason we ever changed our minds. So let's get started. Alright guys, let me start off by saying this project was super easy. I did it in about a 12-hour day. Yeah, it's a long day, but it was still done in a day and definitely made a huge difference in the living area, especially because this was the last thing we needed to do in our living room slash dining room to make it complete. So the first step here is to pull off any trim that you have around your fireplace. So I had some quarter round trim that I just pulled off, and then after that you can start measuring and framing up around the fireplace. It's essentially just like framing a wall. You got 2x4s and you put a top header and a bottom header and you put your studs all the way in between. I have my Milwaukee nail gun, which I love. It's battery powered, no hoses or compressor needed to use that, so that works awesome. Big thing to remember here too is nothing about this is structural. The only thing that it's going to be holding up is a TV, and your fireplace is going to be sitting on it. The shiplap will kind of tie it all in together. Like I said, you definitely still want to make sure you have a good amount of nails in all your 2x4s and have it nice and sturdy. However, don't feel like it's going to be a daunting process because you have to do framing. In all reality, the framing took me like 2 hours and that was it. So the next step after framing is getting power in that fireplace. So I tapped off a outlet down in my basement and I ran it up and into the fireplace. It just drilled a hole through the floor there. Then you pull your wire up, staple it to your 2x4s, and hook in your outlet when you're ready to, which I'll do later on once I get the shiplap up. Alright, so the next step here is when it all starts to come together, you start putting your shiplap up. So I started at the ceiling and worked my way down. I just wanted a full piece at the ceiling, and I'd rather have any like half pieces lengthwise at the bottom. This is also really easy to do measurement wise because you just measure from side to side and top to bottom to see how many pieces you'll need, and you just make all those cuts at once and bring all that wood in, and then you can just nail it up on there, which I did choose to use a pin nailer for nailing them on there. I thought this was the best choice as the hole it would leave is minuscule, and that shiplap is it's just holding itself up. Nothing's going to get mounted to that, and if it is going to get anything, it's going to get mounted. It's going to go directly into those 2x4s behind the shiplap. Also right there you see me installing the outlet. I chose to use a TV outlet box. I like it because it recesses the outlet in there, and it also has a hole for your HDMI cables, coax cables, whatever other cables you need to fish up and through. So that's what I chose to use for behind the TV there. Also, I did choose to run all my wires while I had the shiplap off, as that would make it super easy. You do see two little holes right above where the fireplace is going to be. That is the power and the coax cable for my soundbar that I mounted there, which you'll see later in the video. Another thing I want to mention too is that the fireplace I got is a plug-in fireplace. So all you need to do is put an outlet behind where the fireplace is and plug that in. So that makes it super easy to maintain, or if there's ever an issue with it, you can just quickly unplug it, which I do have an access panel on the right side of the fireplace, which I will show you right here in a quick clip. So right there is the access panel, which is like a 5x10 access panel and blends in real well. And then right there is my HDMI cables that run through the fireplace into that black cabinet, and it makes them nice and hidden, and all my like Xbox or Wii or Apple TV, that's all hidden in the cabinet there, and all the wires are hidden in that cabinet as well as the power strip. So it's all self-contained right in there, which makes it super nice and super sleek because all those wires are hidden. So now moving on to the trim, I chose to use a nice little small crown molding around the top of the fireplace, and then I put corner pieces on both those outside corners of the fireplace. I thought that was just the easiest way to do it instead of trying to miter those corners together. And then those inside corners against the wall, I just used a U piece of trim and put that on those corners, which you'll see in some of the videos later of the finished product. Now that the trim is all up, the next step here is to start painting. So we chose to use the Sherwin-Williams Showcase. You can buy it at Lowe's. It's the flat white, same color as our ceiling. I believe it's ultra white. super basic color. We didn't want to do anything crazy because the whole room's light and we wanted to keep the fireplace light as well. We did 2 coats here, so this is me doing the first coat, which the thing with Shiplap is you need to make sure to get in the crevices there. So I just took a paintbrush, got in the crevices, and I took a roller and rolled over everything else, which seemed to work the best for me. The easiest way would be to spray it. However, I was not going to have to tape up and spray in my living room and dining room there, as that would just be a mess. With the video coming to an end here, one thing I do want to point out is that this would be super easy to remove if we ever wanted to go back to the original fireplace, which we don't plan to. However, all you would need to do is tear everything down and fill in a couple holes you made from nails that you put in by framing. You didn't do any damage to the fireplace here. It's all left intact. And for whatever reason, if you had to make access to the back there, you can easily take out the fireplace once it was installed and go through that hole right there in the front and make access if anything were to happen back there. Last thing to do here is install the fireplace as well as the TV bracket. Fireplace, super easy. Drop it in. 2 screws in the back, put the front cover on, put the rocks in, and you're all good to go. Then just control it by the remote and you can turn on the fireplace, either have heat or just the fireplace ambiance itself. With that being said, guys, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for the support as well. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.